See how that mic. Let's see how that mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me introduce y'all to the booth. What up? What up? What up, family? How y'all doing, man? Brother Lawrence 228 back up in this thing. Governor Co representing. What up? What up? What up, world? Make sure y'all check in, man. Let me know where y'all checking in from. Then give me a second. I'll make sure I invite some of my people, man. We get it in today. It's gonna be a nice little quick build. Bro got things to do. So we're just gonna be in and out today with this, man. Let me 1 second and I'm gonna try to get that link out, man, so that those who want to be part of this dialogue. I did not mean to go to Facebook. So we're going live on Facebook, Brother Lawrence page, and the YouTube Brother Lawrence, man. We get it in today, yo. We working. Yep, we working. Just give me 1 second. The internet is going to be, all right, I got to send Jhai the link. Boom. Send the squad the link. Boom. We got one more copper color culture. Come on this thing, man. Whoop whoop. Yeah. So I just sent that link out, man. So hopefully we should see a few of the homies come through, man. So we working, man. We trying to figure this thing out, right? That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to figure this thing out, right, man? Make sure our people good. You know what I'm saying? We want to equal out the playing field, all that good stuff. Let me get this straight. Boom. All right, that should be the last little link that should be sent out. Check, mic check. If you can hear me, press a 1. Press a 1 up in the chat if you can hear me. Hey, that be sound right there, y'all. So, yeah, man, we in this thing, man. Just waiting on a few other homies coming through. They got the link. Whoop. Here we go. Now, see you in the back. Like I said, if you want to rock with the video on, you're more than welcome to.
If you ain't gonna have your video on, I ain't gonna have mine on. So
yeah, you can just hit. I'm gonna go and flash mine so they see. Yeah.
But I ain't got no avatar. But let me see how I do.
Oh yeah. You can just pick a picture, man. It don't matter. Oh, you right like that. Yup.
Man, I don't know how to do it, bro.
Just let me yeah, while you figure that out, I might put you back in the back chat. Yeah, that's the big homie, man. Jhai Keeton, man. Was gonna give a good introduction for him, so bring him in the right way. But if you just tuned in, man, I appreciate you coming through. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man, because it's gonna be a little fire, sweet build, man, for y'all to take home, man, and possibly apply to what y'all got going on. right? Ain't that how it's supposed to go? Mm-hmm. Man. Oh, somebody. Village update. All right, we got the village update. Hopefully, shout out to Lex and them. Mississippi Gold Coast Black Business Network. I might have just messed that up, but mhm. Yeah, I get it. Let's see. Let's see. Make sure y'all get y'all video straight. We got a few people in the building, man. While y'all get your avatar, I see you straight now, Jhai. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So we ready to rock. Hey, we ready to rock. We ready to rock. That's it. That's it. Five, man. Can you hear me?
Yep, talking about me?
Yeah, yeah. You can hear me.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, man. What's up? What's up with it, bro?
You know, it's
Yeah.
always good. It's always good when we link up, man. I'm glad
Oh
I
yeah.
was. My day been hell on wheels, so I got a cooler 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Kick back with you, or I have to get back to the money.
Right, man. So yeah, just like you said, every time it's a blessing, man, to have you or to be able to link up, and right around that beginning, what I'm saying, trying to help fuel that vision you had.
Mm-hmm.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? And it was
Mm-hmm.
powerful, and it resonated with me. And before we start getting into everything, man. Everybody, I want to welcome a good friend of mine, man. And not only that, we kind of grew up in this sports band and now entrepreneurial mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
what up with you quick? Give me 1 second. And
Oh,
yeah. So, man, Miles Point graduate, you know,
right.
alumni, HBCU,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And now
Already.
has mastered economic development at the University of Southern Mississippi.
Yes,
Without further ado,
yes,
though,
sir.
Jhai Keeton, what's happening, man?
My man, 50 grand. Look, I gotta have a turned up interview after that little introduction. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get on the mic and talk all regular smegular. You know what I'm saying? But no, I appreciate that, man. As you know, we just been getting in, bro. I mean, the marathon continues. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just happy to be able to join you today and yeah, get to it.
So, for those who may not know you, Jhai, you know what I'm saying? Can you give a little quick rundown? I know I put a few man. Can you go ahead? Cause I know I ain't got you long or whatever. While you here, can I get you to give us
Right.
a quick rundown on your journey, okay, in politics? You can start with your moms and how you got into
Right.
it. You know what I'm saying, and kick it how it comes out.
Right. Right. So, yeah, man, like as relates to politics, that's what we're talking about. Like I grew up in a household with a independent mother. I mean, pops was in the house. I come from a dual parent family, but mama kind of, was the business minded lady. You know what I'm saying? Who was civically engaged, and she worked for the city of Moss Point in various capacities: director of human resources, director of community development, pretty much all my life. Parks and Rec, all my life. So I was the little kid that after school, leaving Charlotte Heights, me and Shayola, Shay Stewart and Timothy Creel, we walk down to the recreation department and, play pool and just mess
Mm-hmm.
around, until moms got out of work. So I saw the inner workings of the city, at an early age, even with Jason Jackson, he running for Alderman at large right now. My mama works for his dad, Louis Jackson, who was the mayor at the time. So we all just kind of grew up, in those spaces. And so it wasn't foreign to me by the time I finished my last tour in 2014 and decided to kind of come home and just visit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really had no plans for what I was gonna do in Moss Point or in Mississippi, but I came home to visit. And I just got bored in a short period of time, so I started going to all the public meetings and stuff. You know, if you're school board, Main Street Association, City Council, Friends of the Library Club, if it was a public meeting, I was going just because I was curious as to like what was going on in the city and why certain things were not happening. So I just wanted to hear from the horse's mouth. That's a short period of time of going to meetings. I began to make suggestions just based off of the fact that I had done great work in major cities. You know, I lived in DC, I lived in New York, I lived in Miami, and you know, I was doing business in those areas. You know what I'm saying? So I was just saying, if I could do business in these areas, then I should really be able to come home and do something because there's not much competition, low barriers of entry. You know, it is what it is. Um, so once I started
Right.
making suggestions, I got the older people saying, "Oh, you know, you're young, you don't really understand. We're glad you came back." And I was like, "Nah, I got a little bit of money. You know, I know how to do something. So I'm just gonna start doing this stuff myself." You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I did was a back to school rally with the school district. You know, we had about 400 or 500 families to come out. Great, I had about 20 sponsors. And it was a great thing. So, you know, that's kind of when, you know, one event, you plan one event leads to another, lead to another. I eventually opened up the venue downtown. You know, you came in and rocked with me a couple of times. We was having open mic nights and portrait nights and live band sets in the venue. And that's when I began to kind of understand or get involved with politics because of the influence I had, you know, with the community.
Right.
So I ran for mayor in 2017. That was a very interesting experience. Didn't win. Got plugged in with Jeremy Anderson, became his chief of staff. Did that for a couple of years before I went back to before I went to grad school and got my master's in economic development. And that was just really stemming from my interest in commercial real estate development. We started coming up with plans to redevelop some of the property in and around Moss Point. And so I just kind of wanted to get formally trained that look.
You kind of cut out. You kind of cut out a little bit.
Oh, my bad. But
A little bit.
so that's when I went back to grad school. I really wanted to be formally trained on how to do commercial real estate development, and got recruited to come to the city of Jackson. I was in DC in 2019, and I got offers from Dallas, New Orleans, and the city of Jackson, and I chose to come back home to the Jack, man, to the SIP. So that's how I ended up in this situation. Director
That's what
of economic development for the city of Jackson.
director of economic development for the
Economic
city of.
development.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So.
So anything related to economic development, real estate development, or business development has to come through me. You know what I'm saying? So period. Like so
Period.
industrial stuff, period. The tech district, everybody, you know, the tech district, everybody talking about whether there's permits, whether that's you get the zoning approved, where you get your business license, where you get the sign to put on your stuff, everything comes through my department base. I got 6 departments, 50 staff. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, man. That's a great. That's a level up. Right. At least it sounds like it. You
Yeah,
know.
no, it is. It is. I mean, everything I was doing for free, at least fighting to try to do a Mars Point. Basically, I got a budget and a team to do it with. You know, so
Mm,
it's interesting.
right. Man. So. And you pretty much jumped right up in there because you did have your experience and when you I guess you were saying you was training while you was doing your masters, not the master, but what you was getting your bachelor's,
Yeah.
right?
So I got
How's
a
that experience?
bachelor's in I got a bachelor's in accounting. So
Mm,
so once I left undergrad, I moved to DC, and that's when I started doing federal audit. So I did federal audit for about 5 years, and that's what kind of introduced me to the consulting space. Where really we used to get clients. One of my clients, like so, my clients, FDIC, Bank of New York Mellon, Department of Treasury, Department of Homeland Security. So we would meet with them, listen to what their issues were, whether that it be internal controls, financial statement
mm-hmm.
compliance, and then we'll go and create solutions. So that's again what make that separate. Even if you see that in Mars Point, right? Like I always solve problems, and that's why I can come up with an idea, come up with a strategy, and then
Right.
implement it. Everybody
Mm.
can't implement. Everybody got ideas. Everybody talks. Can I cuss or no? I shouldn't
No,
cuss
you
on here.
good. You good.
Yeah, but everybody got
Yeah, you
ideas.
curse.
Everybody talk. Everybody talk shit about what they're gonna do. but very few people can actually follow through and deliver. And that's what I
Mm,
take most pride in, is you very rarely do you hear Jhai talk about something that he don't deliver. And then you move on to the next. Everybody can't deliver. It's all about execution.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like something that you have to do by yourself. What kind of team do you have around you when it becomes to this type work or that environment that you work in?
So I mean, of course, here if we talking about for my job, like I said, I got about 6 managers that that
Mm,
that that I
you just cut out. You say you had 6 managers and you had cut out. I'm gonna take this time to holler at the boy quick, man. John, I can't hear nothing that you're saying right now. The mic cut out. If you if it continues, you could just like
can
come
you hear me
back.
now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing too.
yeah, it popped up
Okay.
on somebody's Wi-Fi, man. My bad. But yeah, so what I was saying is I got 6 managers. Each one of those managers have employees to the tune of 50 employees. So, my biggest department gonna be my permitting department, and then code enforcement zoning. On my business development team, it's about 7 of us. Um,
mm,
so yeah, that's what I do with my economic development. You know what I mean? So, but now
that's
when I
nice.
do my commercial real estate projects, which we just started tapping into here in Jackson. It's every deal is gonna have a different set of different set of team members.
Mm,
You're gonna have your primary partners that, might be your finance people that, you get your money from, your architect. I deal with Ken and Moy, who is from Mars Point. That's pretty much the architect on my projects. You got a banker, you're
mm-hmm.
gonna have to have a banker, you're gonna have contractors, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really kind of just building that team out, but it really depends on the deal as it relates to who's involved in it and to what capacity they're involved in.
Right. Man. So I know we keep it's kind of linked with this question, and I'm kind of going off the hip with it. How does that trickle down? What's that process like when it trickles down from your decision into those who maybe let me see to the economy to the people? How did that
Right,
trickle down? How it affect the people?
right. So I mean, it's just like if I take a CDBG program, right? So we just revamping our special economic development related program for CDBG. So I went and found out why did we lose the program on the funding back in 2012. Then I had to get with one of my people who had expertise in CDBG, and it took us about 5 or 6 months. Excuse me, it took about 5 or 6 months to kind of clean up that documentation. Then I get with my manager, my small business development manager, and my equal business opportunity manager, EBO, and they'll be responsible for actually doing the compliance. So promoting the program, when people sign up for the program, they'll be handling the documentation and the reporting on the back end, right? So then the next
Mm-hmm.
step is to promote it to the community. So then you promote the program to the community. The community then respond, they apply for it, and then we basically disperse finance or capital to those small businesses up to
Mm-hmm.
$10,000 for them to improve their facade, for them to acquire or renovate property to improve, the community. That's just one example of what it looks like. But again, it's another
Right.
scenario in which every situation kind of it just depends
It
on
just depends on what
what's
they're working with.
required.
Right.
Yeah, yep. So all I do every day, bro, is solve problems and put strategies together, and then I got a team that that deploy those strategies.
Mm. Man, that's a nice position to be in. Well, I know that
Oh
you're
man, I
having
love it, man.
fun
Hey,
with
look, I
that.
love it. I'm having
Playing
fun.
playing
I
with the
wake up.
city.
look, I wake up every day.
Playing with the state
People,
capital money.
right? People be like, man, when you be coming up with this stuff, and it's like I used to ride around Mars Point every day just dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause again, it
Mm.
ain't too many entrepreneurs, like full-time entrepreneurs. I ain't talking about
Right.
somebody that got a side business or whatever. I'm talking about I woke ability and ability to literally ride around and come up
Right.
with concepts and meet with people and dream about things and different little stuff, man. So all the
Right.
things that I didn't get a chance to do in Moss Point for whatever reason, like it's open season up here. It's a bigger market. Like I'm in the state capital. We got a little bit of money. It's a lot of people. It's progressive people,
Mm-hmm.
universities. So it's open season, man. It's like shit, first round draft pick.
Right. Man, and then that's important too, because and you was fortunate enough to like you say, have flexibility, right? But most of us
Mm.
not able to, what I'm saying, break away from that 9 to 5, what I'm saying, and be able to work on a dream, what I'm saying, because
Right.
it usually probably comes second or is part time, you know. So how did you get yourself in that position, like to be able to uh sacrifice
Mhm.
whatever it is that you sacrifice to be able to get where you're at?
Man, I did just that. I sacrificed and I bust my ass. And
Mm,
I always had a plan. I always had a vision and I was committed to
that
that.
part.
I I ain't pop bottles in the club. I ain't spend $300 on jeans. I ain't trick off
Mm-hmm.
on the ladies. I ain't take vacations during spring break. I ain't bought a new car. I rode around in the Buick until the wheels fell off literally. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, literally, the wheels literally fell off that joint. You know what I'm saying? I was disciplined, bro. You know what I'm saying? I started my first business when I was 17 and I just never quit. Like I never, even though the business venture might change, the goal is to be successful. So,
Mm-hmm.
true failure is not knowing when to modify your approach. True failure is not knowing when to modify your approach. Anything you do in life,
Mm,
just because you might, when you first started, have this outcome in mind, like I want this thing to end like this. The reality is
mm-hmm.
that changes so many times as you go through that journey. You see what I'm saying? So,
Right.
the only difference between a winner and a loser is a winner plays until he wins. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy Big Crit. That's my favorite Big Crit line. Only difference in between the winner and the loser is
Hey,
the
shout
winner
out to the
plays
self.
until he wins. You know what I'm saying? All day. So that was
Right.
it, man. And then I was looking for the perfect time because I almost wasn't even gonna accept the job because I was doing business in Jackson State, and I set myself a goal
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to increase my monthly income from selling my shirts and doing what I was doing in Jackson State about $500 before I had to
Mm-hmm.
leave to go to DC to take the job. It was three
Mm,
months, and I only saw a $300 increase. So I had to keep. I could have said, "Oh man, in 2 months I'm gonna hit that five." But no, I set a
right.
goal. I didn't reach that goal. So now I gotta get on down. And I'm grateful that I
Right.
did that. That opened up my
Man,
platform. I went from having $2,000 conversations to by the time I got to DC, automatically was $20,000 conversations. You know what I'm saying? So
that
it's
part.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, like, we talking politics, right? And we hear how important it is to be able to vote. Now
Yeah.
you have the presidential elections, and you got your local election. Can you give us a reason why local elections are so important?
It's simple. You get the quickest return on your investment locally. You know what I'm saying? Like meaning, and on the Fed level, they might enact something unless we just saw all the stuff went on with the CARES Act or whatever. That's an anomaly. But typically, when the feds, when the United States House and Senate approve something, by the
Mm,
time they appropriate the dollars to it, by the time they work out the regulations, by the time they get hear from the agencies who are going to disperse those funds and operate those programs, that might take 2, 3, 4 years. You see what I'm saying? Even when you
mm-hmm.
see something on a state level, the state might approve something, but it might take a year or two. You know what I'm saying? For that to trickle down into communities. But on a local level, if somebody make a decision on a local level, that's happening like as soon as they, cut the check and get the board approve it, it's getting done. So you get a quicker return on your investment.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And
Mm,
it's the local people that may make the demands on the people at the state level, who make the demands on the people at the federal level. You see what I'm saying? To
mm,
to drive different outcomes. So it's almost like minding your business first, right? Your business
right.
is who governs your streets and your water systems and your school districts and the property taxes that go to your schools, more so than the president. Like the president or the governor, like they ain't in your backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to
Right.
me, that's why it's more important.
They're kind of out of reach.
Yeah, out of
You only
sight, out
hear
of
them on
mind.
TV. Right.
And
Right.
they dealing with bigger issues. So Mars Point or Biloxi Gulfport, that's just one city in the state of Mississippi, or Jackson County is one county out of the 82 counties in the state of Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? So you
Mm.
can't, unless you. And then that's another thing. You got to have local people that actually know how to go to Jackson and lobby for the benefits for that community. If they don't know how to do that, then you won't see those benefits come to that community.
You think that's what we missing is the awareness how to lobby?
You mean what we missing? Meaning the community?
What the awareness? What you had just said? You said, "Dang, can you repeat it?" I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
trying to catch.
Basically, what I'm saying is, a community should have a leader who understands how to navigate those processes to go
Mhm.
and get money from people who are responsible for dispersing those funds. If you're not at the table, then you might be left out of that conversation. So I'm saying, so the
Mm.
community, though, I think the community overall on a local level, especially African Americans, need to be open to being a little bit more educated or becoming a little bit more educated on how this shit work anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are the strategies
I got a
Right.
of
question.
politics? Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Q. You
Yeah,
got it, Q. Yeah, quick. What up,
yeah,
Q?
I was wondering. Yeah, how's it going, man? Now I work for a non-for-profit. I'm way in the city. I'm in Chicago with it. I was wondering,
Hmm.
do you think as the economic development director that it's important or more useful to get a for-profit or a non-for-profit in terms of like building back your community?
I'm a for-profit guy. Non-profits are important, but it depends on what your intentions are. So I'm saying, so with a non-profit, there is profit in non-profit. We all know that, right? Like, you just
Right.
instead of it being called salaries, it's called administrative, expenses. You know what I'm saying? You still can get paid, but it just all depends on how you want to curate your dollars and how much regulation you want around those dollars that are being curated. Meaning, are you gonna raise money from other philanthropic organizations? I don't like being dependent on other folk like that. And I don't work for a nonprofit myself, and fundraising for your particular interest, if it ain't the same interest as the large people who like the Kellogg's and the Ford Foundation and all these major philanthropic organizations, it's a little bit difficult for you to do what you want to do to benefit your people, because you always got to adhere to how they feel about stuff or whatever, or what their interest is. On the private side, it's just get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't really your regulation, is taxation. You know what I'm saying? And zoning, and you can influence a lot of that stuff if you got enough money. So I'm a for-profit guy. I'm a capitalist. I'm a Democrat. But I'm fiscally conservative. I'm socially liberal. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give me my money and let me determine what I want to do with it. So that's my attitude. I
Right.
hope that answers your
Oh,
question, bro.
it does. I actually just have, just a little more input. So where I'm at, we don't really get for-profit business like that in my area. It's really diverse. I don't really live on the west and south side where it's like a whole lot of black people. But where I'm at, there's like an impoverished area of like brothers and sisters where it's like now through the non-for-profit that I'm working for, we're getting resources allocated back to the community for the better. You know what I'm saying? We basically have a lot of credit comprehension classes, just little things that's going to help them build economically, like that's funded through the non-for-profit. So I always ran into financial issues where I wasn't able to finance some of the ideas that I was trying to build. So the reason I was asking is because I was trying to figure out how to go about the for-profit without like, kicking myself in the ass trying to, finance out my own pocket things that I want to see that could change the community. And I got other people who can front the money, you know.
Right. No, that's real. So let me reach in. I should have asked you, to clarify exactly why you was asking. So to provide services to what you just described, like credit improvement programs and things of that nature, I completely agree with the nonprofit, position. To talk about real estate development and investing in the community, let me ask you this. So through the nonprofit, the funding y'all get from the nonprofit, do y'all do real estate with it, or is it just like community services, like you were saying, credit improvement and stuff, education?
Well, actually, man, I've been, like you said, man, I've been getting my hands on with my civic leaders. So I've personally been meeting with the alderman, the senator, Danny Davis, the governor. Like I've been meeting with all of these people, Lori, like the mayor, Lori Lightfoot, to work on development issues. Like so, right now, through my organization, we're about to get 2 properties. Uh, Trying to just give you an idea of what I'm dealing with because I work for 2 different neighborhoods on the north side. They both the north, so like I got 2 different aldermen in those areas. But it's like what one do, the other one usually does because we in good favor with our aldermen. They support us,
Mm-hmm.
we support them.
Mm-hmm.
Not when it's election time, but throughout from a community perspective.
Right.
So right now we got some property coming in where they're gonna allow us to do basically whatever we want in the property because I got the mainstream non for profit and then they gave us like me and my team our own office where we can kind of do our outreach. I work in violence prevention, but that's not cutting it. It ain't a big enough space. It's not really cutting it. So right now they're trying to work it in a budget, I guess, where we can get a bigger facility and through that facility we can work on like I said, more. It will be more probably training the guys up to step, to go into that for-profit process because a lot of these guys just need basic understanding and simple trainings and workshops to before I will be able to campaign like we need this
Yeah,
real estate, we need
absolutely.
this and that. Me personally, I have some property that I'm managing on the other side of town. Like I've been trying to do it personally, but uh, on a bigger scale what my neighborhood needs. I would like for them to be on the same speed I'm on, but like I'm on a different time. So I'm trying to meet them where they at, and it's like I would love to try and get the property myself, but like I said, it's like not trying to kick myself in the head. I have to still take care of my family and do what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
that's why I've been taking the non-for-profit route, but trying to
Right.
transition into the for-profit to get these other entities out my business so I can get the money directly and do it myself. That's something that I'm probably trying to get more trained up on if
Right,
I'll
right,
be a
right.
little
Well,
more
yeah, that's
clear.
absolutely. I mean, I love, I know I'm running out of time, but I love to talk to you, about that. Like, it's just you're doing it the right way. Like, you can definitely do both. Like, you can have a nonprofit arm, and a for profit. Of course, you got to keep them separate, but you can do both. Me, I ain't, had the most money, so when it came down to buying $1 million properties, I just, basically brought in investors. You know what I'm saying? But again, it took me 5 to 6 years. You see what I'm saying? To get to a point in which I was confident in what I was saying and in my knowledge, to the point in which by the time I started talking to people with money, they took me serious instead of being able to kind of tell that I ain't know what the hell I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a process. You know what I'm saying? But now from what it sounds like, man, you're doing the right thing. My only thing with nonprofits is you always just gotta abide by what other people think, and you always at the mercy of somebody else giving you money or not. And when they do give you money, you got to do what they want to do with it. And when it comes to like housing stuff, like I'm not interested in affordable housing. I'm not interested in low income tax credits. I'm not interested in that because it's forcing us to continue to concentrate poverty in our black communities. So I'm saying
Mm.
so I don't want the free money when it comes to housing developments in black communities because I don't want to keep having Mississippi, charge people $500-600 a month in rent because all your middle class African Americans ain't got nowhere to live at in the black community, which is why we live in the white communities because they're
Mm.
giving me a market rate. I can afford $1,000 a month in rent. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't none of that around Jackson State University or around my historic black community. So, from that perspective, when it comes to real estate and nonprofit, I'm really not interested. You know what I'm saying? Because all these institutions do is finance, developers to concentrate poverty through low income housing tax credits. And I just disagree with that. Everybody need housing, don't get me wrong. There's some people that of course they need that assistance, with affordable housing. So I'm not trying to discount that. But what I am saying is you can't concentrate 100%, of your housing inventory towards poor black people in a black community because all black people are not poor. And if you give me market rate housing in my black side of town, it improves everything. My property taxes are going to be higher, which your property taxes go towards funding your school district. So you get better schools. Because I got better schools, I can now attract a better workforce, right? Because people that come to work want their kids to go to a good school, and that better workforce is going to reduce violence because all of us tend to be a working population, which could be or could not be formally educated. That really don't matter, but we're not criminals. You see what I'm saying? So it just adequate housing improves everything about your community and your neighborhoods. That's why I could take you from here to Kalamazoo in America, and you would not see any new investment in black communities across the United States. And every historically black community that used to be thriving in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s are now gone to ruin, and everything around it is low income housing for black people. And all the middle class black people live amongst the middle class white people. And that's why we don't have a strong African American wealth base in America today. So
Thank you. Definitely got some clarification out you, man. I definitely want to build with you, brother Lawrence, man. You're gonna have to forward my info to this brother, man. So we can do some business.
my man.
Oh yeah,
my man.
most definitely, man. This ain't gonna be his last time stopping through, man. And we gonna build, man. We working. That's the name of this episode, or this series of episodes that we working, and we want these dialogues to have substance. We can take home, you know what I'm saying, to be able to apply. So that was some fire info, Jhai, as always. You know what I'm
My
saying?
man. Yeah, my man. You already know. Look, it's always good, man. Keep up the good work and what you're doing, bro. I always appreciate, man, the support and the love you always showed me, bro, since we was in middle school, high school, man. So anything you ever
Already,
need from me, you already know, bro. Just hit me up.
already, bro. I
All right.
appreciate you
One more quick
stopping through,
question,
man.
if I could catch you before you head out, brother.
Yeah,
It's
go
real
ahead,
quick.
bro.
So with now being able to house these organizations, I'm bringing these groups together, like I told you, teaching them economic development, civic duties, financial literacy, credit comprehension, all this type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going off, let's say credit wise, you know what I'm saying, like, because now we talking the financial aspect of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is it feasible? Because I'm coming from perspective of we broke. We ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I had these brothers come and get businesses and they wanted to create a new economic system for us, what would it look like in terms of creating like a banking system where like we will force them to get like the government to get in compliance with us to basically house our own financial institution where it's like, we got the work, we got the businesses, we got the credit, we just don't got the money.
Right. So what I say is, again, bro, anytime you deal with the government, they gonna want you to do things how they want you to do them when they want you to do them, which ain't gonna say it's not gonna benefit you. You see what I'm saying? So what I would challenge brothers to do is to go out and find these other black men who got money. It's a lot of black people out here that got money. You see what I'm saying? Keep it private. The government you can't make them do nothing unless you use politics to do it. That's a long game. And I ain't saying don't go that route. You see what I'm saying? What I am saying though is it's an institution that we've been fighting for years. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's not to take anything away from what you're saying. Do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Do what you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the right. That's how you're approaching it, and it ain't nothing wrong with it. But I just like to challenge you to think about finding those African American men or even other minorities, just other people that got private capital, and come up with a strategy for them to make their money back, but at the same time for you to also create wealth from improving values. Like that's just the space that I'm in at this point in my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't really trust or believe in the government
Right.
to do anything other than what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And I play politics.
So
It's just that I see it.
right.
Go ahead.
So when you was talking about the black people that had the resources, um, just throwing it out there. Have you ever heard of the MBC-LEO, Mississippi Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
All right, so that's pretty much a great foundation of black elected officials, you know what I'm saying? Are these the in the state of Mississippi? Is this the type of people that you're talking about? The elected
Nope,
officials? Okay,
nope,
okay, okay.
nope. Cause again, they politicians. You see what I'm saying? A
Mm,
lot of politics for black people was the poor man's way of engaging power. You got two tools to engage in power: politics and economics. So the poor man, his way of engaging in power is through politics. The rich man's way of engaging in power is through economics. So most black politicians ain't got no damn money. You see what I'm saying? They
mm,
don't have no power. You know what I'm saying? That's why, again, what the hell have they been doing? It ain't no shade to them, right? They have a
right.
role to play. But when I'm talking about the black folks with money, I'm talking about the black folks that own real estate. I'm talking about the black attorneys. You got black doctors. You got black
Mm,
farmers. You know, you got black
mm,
people that engage in private enterprise. You see what I'm saying? You got black people that are suppliers to, manufacturing companies or to car manufacturers. You see what I'm saying? Like you got
mm,
black people that sell insurance. You got all kind of, black people that you got to go. You do got to be in those associations, Mississippi Leo and Mississippi Black Leader. You do need to be in a part of those associations because that's how you find, you see what I'm saying, these black folks. And what you might do if you around politicians, and
mm,
this is to Q2, if you around these politicians, find out who are they donors, who get them elected. Them the people you want to know. I want to know who funded your campaign, who gave you the biggest check last election cycle, who our, you know what I'm saying, like them the money people. The money people are the
mm,
power people. The money people tell the
mm,
politicians what to do, and we know that, right? It's just figuring out exactly
mm.
what does that look like. You see what I'm
Thank you.
saying?
Thank you.
Yep. All right, fellas. But
Already.
look, man, much love, man. Like, bring me on, man. I love to talk when you still had more time, but I got to run into a meeting right now, bro. But it was good talking to
Most
y'all,
definitely.
man.
We appreciate it, bro. Peace to you.
All right, no doubt. Peace, brothers.
Bless.
Yo,
Brother
yeah.
Lawrence, man. I've been
What
missing
up, what
some of
up?
your shows, bro. You know, I'll be super busy where I'm at, man.
I know, man. That's a good thing, though, man. Continue to do that. I know you're going to squeeze in when you can, and just know that, we still got the vision going. Saying if it takes me, then I'm up for it, and tell everybody, get with the program or get what they can out of the progress that we got going. We started this vision a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And we still at it. We still got work
It's
to do.
it's like a machine. We got compartments everywhere. It's really a matter
Mm,
of bringing it all home, bringing it all together now.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Bringing all the pieces together so that we don't just got one person doing good in one area in this small community. Because it's like
Right.
that's what it becomes. We'll have a senator, we'll have we'll have some, and then we'll have brothers looking at them like, yeah, okay, we got politicians, but on the ground level, what we got? You say, okay, we got a few
Mm,
millionaires, we got a few blocks, we got a few street corners, we
right.
got some gang members, we got this and that. The brothers are
Right.
everywhere. It's a matter of bringing it together and making it nation again. You know what I mean? We need to bring back that indigenous
Right.
bloodline we used to have, where we got housing everywhere. We
Mm-hmm.
got, you know what I'm saying, literacy
Right.
everywhere. We got land, we
Mm,
got like the basic principles that brought us together before. Not so much, a lot of people, I think they get too caught up in what happened to how we got here, and they're not paying attention to the game still going on. You get left behind, not catching up to where you're at. You need to take care of business where you're at, and then start
mm-hmm.
doing, building for your future.
Right. 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 And that's part of it, man. And that was one of the questions, or at least talking points that I had. But you know what I'm saying, how the time, when he had Jed on now, I really wanted to get into how can we bridge that gap? What ideas he had? Because when I got into helping his mayoral campaign, his model was recreating the coup, and I fucks with that. You know what I'm saying? Because in politics, everybody's so uptight, man. He just brings a different flavor to it.
Well, he said
The
recreating the what?
recreating the coup. You know what I'm saying?
Coon?
And cool. COOL, recreating the
Oh,
cool,
right. Yeah. That's what
as in politics.
we
You know
was,
what I'm saying?
listen, man, I did a barbecue yesterday, man, and this might be a little off topic of how deep you was going with it, but we in a community that these guys shoot each other up every day. They have shootouts every day. You know what I mean? We
Mm-hmm.
barbecue. They just did a sweep, indicted 20 of the brothers. When I was in the streets, we used to have beef with these brothers. But we got over all of that. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
out there, I'm passing out food. I got the kids picking up garbage. We playing football. We doing all that. Why we can't normalize this? Let's normalize having a barbecue with the kids outside and nobody getting shot. You know what I mean? Like, let's normalize having
Right.
kids picking up the garbage. Like, so we out there having a barbecue. Somebody pull up in the middle of the block, dropped all the garbage out their car on the floor. You know what I'm saying? That enhance
Mm-hmm.
us to make the kids pick up the guy. We gave them dollars, $5 a piece, whatever. But let's
Right.
clean the community up. You know what I'm saying? You saying fuck us. You
Mm-hmm.
see what we got going on right here. We got the banners, the kids passing out food. You pull up, throw out garbage. You basically saying fuck what we doing, but we ain't gonna say fuck you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna say bless you, man. Thank you. We gonna clean up this shit because you a goofy and you tearing this shit up down. You know what I mean? Like, we got to show the youth something different on even the smallest level. Like, yeah, we still community based, and it might be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because from a street perspective, when I was on the corner, we probably would have smacked the nigga up. You know what I'm saying? Come in the block, throw garbage everywhere on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that ain't always necessarily the right way either. Even though it needs to be disciplined amongst us, a
Yep.
better way is to clean up the problem instead of complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna
That
get the
part.
bags, the gloves, we're gonna clean this up. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
like I said, on a smaller scale, on a leading to the bigger scale, basically, like, man, we got to clean up some of these in-house problems that we got, always
Mm-hmm.
complaining and worry about issues that don't really change the narrative. You
Right.
got day-to-day issues that you got at your house, but you're gonna jump on YouTube and blame LGBT and women and every other motherfucker but you. You know what I'm saying? You can get up, you can do things in your community, change things in your community, even
In
on a
your
small
community.
scale that
Right.
you said that you complaining ain't gonna, that ain't gonna change it. You know what I mean? So
We
I
got to
applaud
start with
anybody who
ourselves.
step up and take those next steps and next, you know what I'm saying, to get anything done. You know what I mean? Now we just gotta, like I
Mm-hmm.
say, bring it all together.
Right, man. And we on track. We are on track, bro. And it's always forward progress this way, and we always working, man. It may not be in a voluntary way. You know what I'm saying? In community service, as people will say. About us working. Now it's different avenues and how you can make a difference within your community, like you stated. But yeah, I most definitely, man, he's gonna come through, and I most definitely welcome the platform for him to drop what he dropped. You know what I'm saying? Every time we talk, he dropping them. And I learned a lot from him. Him and Deborah Delgado up in Hattiesburg. I got those are the two main ones I get to work mostly with. On the side of the Democratic Party. I know people shoot and holler about them, but when it comes to our people, man, I think we should put all solutions on the table, regardless of what background you come from. If it's there to benefit your people, you should take advantage of it.
And I think something like what the brother was saying earlier, some situations we can use these brothers and sisters. Other situations, why are you bringing them up? You know what I mean? Because this is a brother who's in the Capitol. He's dealing with politicians all day and telling you, man, if you're trying to get property, that ain't the way to go. That's not even the way to go. And he deals with these people. He's at the office. He can get you other benefits, and there's a way to do it. It's a process. It might happen. It's a little longer, more of a risk. Why would you want to go? It's other ways to do it. So we're gonna, we want certain things changed in terms of law, where we're gonna try to put an ordinance together. That's good on the local level to be, on hands with your aldermen and people and doing civic duty. But it's not necessary. Like, if you're trying to do power moves for your people, You don't go to the same people that's in control of, like, see, that we're only going to them because they're in control of the laws that's already governing us. We're creating our
Right.
own situation, so you want to go in-house. Find a local, this isn't find a farmer. You can find anybody who want to support your cause. We going straight to the government and wondering why we can't get nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's why these shows are on, man. And most of the time, you know, we just not aware. We're ignorant to the fact that there are programs or there are grants or that there are ways to we rely and count on the government to make it better. I think that's where the problem lays at.
Like in the city where I'm at, I can guarantee when like everything that brother said resonated with me, man. I'm gonna apply it to my work, man. You know what I'm saying? Like real.
Mm-hmm.
A person who want to make a grocery store right now in my neighborhood, 9 times out of 10, right? Probably 9.5 times out of 10. What they would do is go to the bank and try to get a loan with their idea and their credit, right? But the
Right.
bank is not in the business of dealing with fruit and vegetables and seasoning and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to
Right.
go to a farmer. Like, you really supposed, like, there are farmers who are overgrowing shit and need to give away something. You could already have a base for your fucking production. No, you want the money from the government to go and pay them. That's why they can sit back and get rich, because you got people coming with grants and money and we'll buy this and that. And that's why a farmer can get rich, or he can starve because we're not rotating with our people.
Right.
It's just like it's a big concept for me, like thinking like that. Like, man, we really gotta slow down. We need to know the difference, you know, like we need to be aware. You got a social security number, you know, and the birth certificate. You're born here in this country. You need to really be aware of your rights. You know what I'm saying? You need to have some awareness of, you know, your liberty. You know, you have the right to do this. You have liberty to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you should take advantage of both. You should be able to, you know, reap the benefits of something that was probably even made to destroy you. It probably wasn't made for your best interest, but it's a benefit in it. It's a clause in it. You need to know the difference instead of, you know, suffering the wrath of just, oh, it's just everything's against us. Because some people made it out, man. And if we talking tribing and tribe like building in-house, then we got a lot of brothers that's doing a lot of things. And we really need to just bring it all together, man. You know what I mean?
Bring it all together, man. And that's
no,
what it's
I'm done.
about. Nah, you good, bro. You hit it dead on the nail, man. That's what we're about. You know, that's building. That's working. That's forward progress. You know what I'm saying? And when I came along to Coca-Cola culture, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I seen it from day one. I've been motivated, and I feel like the things I learned, you know, I can bring it back to the, you know what I'm saying, to where I'm at in my own city and things. So, you know, y'all started it, you know what I'm saying?
You
we
were
got to
part
keep
of the
it
team.
going.
I always tell people, even if they come on afterwards, like, man, you were part of the team. Now you started it, man. You were part. We still building this. We still going. Like you just said, man, we came from nowhere. When we start, I remember putting this whole thing together. I remember when we start putting we were sitting down, brother. Well, I was sitting down. I don't know what nobody else was doing. You know, we state to state, man. And everybody was just like, man, my grandma said we was Indian. Everybody, I remember how it all played out. And we was like, you know, we just started because we were already together with the research in terms of Black history and then the flat earth that came about. And, you know, it was just a topic to talk about. And then it was like, hold on, wait a minute. Who are we? Where are we going? Are we, you know, we had a lot more in common than we thought, you know, and it became a tribe. We really became a tribe instead of like a social group on Facebook. And there wasn't nothing like it. I didn't see nobody talking about being indigenous here. You know what I mean? That was just a topic that wasn't talked about until we dropped that bomb, man. And then we started going real deep into it. It's everybody, not everybody in, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. I ain't knocking nobody. I ain't on like first dibs kind of type. I'm like, you know, let's bring it all together now. Everybody got to, you know what I'm saying? Slow it down a little bit. Let's bring it all together because we still got these people foot on our neck, you know,
Right.
and it's for lack of humor, you know what I'm saying? George Floyd showed us that ain't gonna get us nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So we
It's,
we can't just be dead. We can't just be black and dead. We got to be indigenous, whatever you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? However you're gonna try to, claim your state. That's why I was saying earlier. If you got a social security number, if you got a birth certificate in the United States, you hear, oh man, they messed up. They messed up that. So, you know what I mean? I don't care if you really came from it. You were a real African American. You was born here. Your mom's indigenous now. They can't take it away from you. So we need to learn how to
right.
stop fighting so much. We got a lot more disagreements in terms of how we tribe, and everybody, like brothers tried to get down on K. Just jumping out there
Right.
talking and woofing. I'm not interested in really.
The differences.
It's not tit for tat with me. Yeah, I'm more of a
Right.
chain. If I seen somebody else doing something making a big difference, I'd pop up. Anybody.
That's what's
You know
up.
what I'm saying? If there was a call, and I'm talking about for us as a tribe, it's of course a little more serious, right? But if somebody else was doing something and put the call out there, I bring it to the tribe. Like, hey man, what y'all think about this? I might go out. What's up? You know what I mean? I probably link with one of the brothers and we go. And that's what I look at. It's like tribe building. You know what I mean? Like keeping it all together, and how like we can have so many different forms, and like I said, financial institutions, banking, this and that. If we had our own, see that's what I think. The brother, the economic director brother just left. He was saying
John.
like, John, yeah, man. John was basically saying like, man, we can do this ourselves. Asking for anything ain't gonna get it. When we talking to civic people, we demanding because we're going to people who's locally like, hey man, you got to see me. So that's a demand. You know what I'm saying? When you want something that's outside of that, then you got to come with your own shit. Like, you go to the store and you buy something, they can't say, I'm not going to sell it to you because you're black. I'm not waiting for the loan and the grant and the money to open this thing. I got the money already. If you refuse, now you're going to have to deal with these civic people that I already rubbed elbows with. I'm going to have all the men come down here and shake you down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need to get back into doing.
Yeah, that connection, them resources. That's part of the resource. If the alderman can make it, you know what I'm saying, to help you out, put you in where you need to be, hey, that's a resource. And you can use that to your benefit, not individually, but, you know what I'm saying, for whatever the task at hand is for economic development, And, man, it's been a powerful bill today, bro. I
just was gonna say that. That was a strong bill, man. I don't know if I came in at the end. It was definitely a strong bill.
I think you came right on time, right when I was just starting it, and I don't think you missed much at all, But I'm still trying to get my foot wet into bringing the substance stuff that we can use, in reality today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start that some of these bills towards that, and not just, hoorahing over, if you're Indian or not. Cause we kind of passed that. It's like we started the wave, right? And it's gonna trickle out to, the real world, and some gonna get it late. And then when you say everybody now is Indian, you know what I'm saying? Or they heard that they got Indian in their family, but they just not catching on why we should be on to that next, the next thing to help our people. Like, of course, the foundation is do your genealogy. But once you find out who your people are, right, is what's next. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing is,
exactly.
You in the community, right? You got your brother, your sister, and you live in a certain way, right? And you want to upgrade your way of living. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you want to do about that? What are you going to do about that?
I think we had a powerful bill today, bro. I didn't even it's like I said, I'm going to use everything that I got from this brother. Like, ask who those donors are, figure out where that money coming, follow the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, follow that money. It's out there. Somebody getting them grants and that bread. Somebody getting $22 million for this and $10-15 million for that. They especially in Chicago, where I'm at. Big money get tossed around like nothing. When you hear somebody say, "Oh, this person $5 million," that's like so nothing. You know, it's like nothing. I hear $30 million, $40 million deals. Like, okay, that's a little bigger. You know, all the time. So why are we not at the table? Like you said, if you ain't in the meeting, you ain't got to worry about where the money going. You know what I'm saying? you wasn't even there. So you know, I want to start getting at the table where I'm like, okay, now I can present this because it's money that's going around. Let's not give me money. Let's give me the money too. Give this group money. Get these little sisters money. We got some brothers over here doing something. Give them some money. You know what I'm saying? Like we got some institutions going, and that's what we really. I think that's where we at with it now. Like where you at? If you can't link with your tribe or build, you know what I'm saying? Like where we spread it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I know I got brothers and sisters, different states and cities, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't build with your whole family and your tribe at once, then where you're at, you need to be implementing that culture around you. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important.
That culture. Right, man. You hit it dead on the nail, man. Man,
because
like you said, it's been a 5 years, man. I think we're gonna leave it just like that right there. We're gonna put a wrap on it just like that, and we're gonna pick up, man, soon. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna try to get some more people up in here that's gonna give us that. You know what I'm saying? What we're looking for, cause we're looking for direction. You know what I'm saying? And there's only certain people, you know what I'm saying, in the right places at the right time, right now, who could give us that, man. And that's what this channel is gonna be devoted to. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be checking with you in the back chat and you know what I'm saying, in the bar exam and stuff, man, to make sure, I'm going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And we just, go from there, man. You got any closing remarks before we get up out of here?
No, man, we could leave it at that, man. Carry the culture wherever you at, man. Ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Can't take your birthright from you. We're gonna build, we're gonna eventually get this to a point where, we're gonna be recognized by the governments in which we live, man. They're gonna just, you know what I mean? Because it's not just a matter of what I feel on social media, right? This is how I live locally, how I eat, how I got my rights. Right now, everybody pushing this vaccine. It's now like I got rights to be like, I don't want to do that shit. I got rights to travel. I don't want to hear none of this other than they'll trick you. They're tricky. They're tricky. They could beat you. I ain't trying to get beat at that game. You know what I mean? So definitely carry the culture and trying to keep this bill going, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Man, no problem. It's always a blessing to have you by. Until next time, bro. Hey, make sure you stay safe, man. Everybody else, Jhai, I appreciate you stopping by. We're gonna link up soon, man. Make sure y'all do y'all Jenny.
Peace.
You find out who your people are. Peace to you, bro. And we got this thing, man. We working.